Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Tried and Tested podcast. I am your host, Tracey. And if you're not familiar with my show, this is a dating and relationship podcast where we talk about all things romance, breaking up, making up, finances. We talk about everything that's related to this dating life that we're all going through in this day and age. So today I have a special guest. I have Miss Janea. Say hey, girl.
Hello all. How are you?
Hey, so thank you so much for being my special guest today. I really do appreciate it. And so,
thank you for having me.
Yes. So we're going to go right into the topic today. We are discussing today boyfriends versus husbands. Okay. So, let's just go right into it. So, Janea, first of all, what is your definition of a boyfriend?
Okay, my definition of a boyfriend is someone that you're dating at the moment. Somebody who's there for the time and, you guys are just like getting to know each other.
Okay. And then, so what is your definition of a husband?
A husband to me is a life partner.
Okay. So I'm gonna give my definition of a boyfriend. Of course, I mean some people they have boyfriends and they're not actually with them. So my definition is a boyfriend is somebody that you are in a mutually exclusive situation or relationship where you guys are monogamous, hopefully. But that's your decision how you want to do it. So where you guys are monogamous and you guys are building towards a life together, right? And my definition of a husband is somebody who you have, went to the altar or went to the court, whatever you decided to do, and somebody that you made that commitment to be with them for the rest of your life till death do you part. That is your life partner. That is the person that you rocking out with till the end of the time or whatever. So clearly one is more or less like, I mean, you can break up with the boyfriend and you can break up with the husband as well, but one is obviously significantly more serious, I guess.
Yes.
And it's a difficult process to break up from, I would say, as compared to just telling Tyrone, like, peace out, homie, it's not working.
Right.
So, yes. Okay. So, I feel like the idea of the topic pretty much came from the fact that I feel like the idea of a boyfriend, people mix it up with the idea of a husband.
Yes.
And so people kind of feel like if they give all the benefits of a husband to a boyfriend, then they'll get married. And I don't know if that's the case because, but that's kind of like, that's kind of like where the idea came from. And I could say that I was one of those people as well back in the day where you just didn't really know the difference because, you feel like you're living with your boyfriend or whatever you're doing with your boyfriend, you're going to do it with your husband. But then it's like, well, what's the prize? Like, what would make them want to take you from one to the other? Like,
absolutely,
as far as commitment goes. So yes. All right. So my question to you is, what do you feel like boyfriends do? Like, what do you feel like is the benefits package for a boyfriend?
The benefit package?
Yes. Like, what do you feel like that consists of?
I think the benefit package consists of learning, a lot of learning when it comes to dating someone in the stage of boyfriend or girlfriend, because that is when you make most of your mistakes. That's where you learn from most of your mistakes. That's where you grow from most of your mistakes. So I feel like the benefit package is learning, experiments, and experience. I think those are like the three components of boyfriend or girlfriend package, like just those titles in itself.
But doesn't that come with being like, because I feel like when you get married, right, those same things that you just mentioned will also go for your husband because whoever you marry is not whoever you're going to like pretty much die with, right? Because we change constantly as people. So I guess I mean more or less like, I mean, that is correct, but I feel like that's correct for both parties. So I guess I mean like more or less as far as, okay, like, so when it comes to your boyfriend, like, do you feel like you should be lending money to your boyfriend? Do you feel like you should be cooking for your boyfriend? Like, I'm trying to differentiate between the two as far as what does one person get that the other person should not get yet?
Oh, okay. All right. So, when you put it that way, that's different.
Yeah.
But, so what I'm trying to say is, for example, me and my boyfriend, it's a give and take situation with him and I, and as it should be with your husband as well. But I feel as though when you put somebody in the stage of being a husband, and I feel like me personally, I've grown up to be kind of old school, but I also feel like the husband should be the head. of the relationship. So as
Okay.
a boyfriend, girlfriend, yeah, we can give and take. We can borrow money. We can, I pay half, you pay half, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're my husband, I expect you to hold it down. I'm not going to say that I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to say that I'm going to let everything be falling on you. But I expect you to hold it down as a man, as a husband. You know what I'm saying? It's less of give and take, but it's, okay, he going to handle it, and if you need me, he going to call on me. That, like, I'm his right-hand man. Yes, as my husband.
Okay. Okay, so
as
that's
a boyfriend.
More like, okay, go ahead. No, go ahead.
As a boyfriend, I feel like sometimes females nowadays are just like, oh, well, give me this, give me that, just do this for me, pay for that. No. You still growing just like that young man is growing as well. Y'all growing together. That's where it comes in from the experience part and the experiment part. You know what I'm saying? You can't be asking because, oh, he's your man. Yeah, he's your man, but he's actually a young growing man as well. What are you going to do if he gives all his money to you? Then he broke. He ain't got nothing. So, you got to let him grow too,
And that was my question actually, because I feel like, so for me, when I think of a boyfriend, I don't think that I don't think that you should have nothing and he should have everything and he should be giving you everything, because he's not able to actually grow like in his life and things like that. And I think you're also not able to grow because you're relying solely on somebody.
Yes.
So it's kind of just like you're probably not an equal match if that's the case, right? But I also feel like, I think now, and people may not agree with me, so I feel like, I think the question I asked was, do you think that you should be living with your partner before you get married? And I remember the answer, like the responses that I got were so drastic. Like some people were like, yes, because you have to know how this person lives. You have to kind of see what this person is like. You have to kind of see, and I understood it. I'm not saying that I don't understand it, right? But I just, now it's something I don't agree with, because I also don't agree anymore. Like, mind you, so there's an old Tracey, there's a new Tracey, right? So,
I know that's right.
and we all, from our own experiences, whether it be religious, whether it be personal, whether it be that you learned along the way, whether it's like you tried so many things and it didn't work, from my own experience, what I feel like now, and like I said, this could change, but what I feel like right now, I feel like a boyfriend is a partner, first and foremost, that you don't need to date for 10 years, right? In order to figure out if you want to get married. And I'm talking about, I'm talking that from somebody who's in my 30s. Like maybe in my 20s, I didn't really feel the same way. But now that I am in my 30s, I feel like, so a boyfriend is pretty much somebody who, you guys may be initially attracted to each other, and it could be physically attracted, it could be intellectually attracted, it could be, attracted in some way that it brought you guys together. You got to know each other, and then the man saw fit that, you know what, I like her enough to want to court her, right?
Right.
I like her enough to kind of want to see where things go. And it's like, okay, so maybe in that beginning stage, a boyfriend is not so sure. Like, he doesn't know if I know, like, I don't know her yet. So I'm trying to get to know her. And then after getting to know her, and this should not take you a year just to get to know her enough for you to want to be exclusive with her. So after, that bit of time, you've gotten to see her temperament, if she's angry, happy, sad, whatever, depressed, when you start to see things about her that you like, then that's when you decide, okay, you know what, let me lock her down. Like, let me just have this discussion about us trying to be in an exclusive situation. Because obviously, if, I like her enough, I don't want anybody else to date her. And that I probably want to take it to another level to see if, could she be my wife, right?
Yes.
And so I don't think that, and like I said, this is from a different age group, because I feel like if you're 16, that's not going to be the same situation. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's kind of like what my interpretation of how it should go from being boyfriend to husband. Now, what I will say is that from my point of view, like I want you to give yours as well. So when I was asking about the benefit packages, like I said, I don't think that your man should be, if he has the money to spend and he wants to spend it, like, God bless him. But I don't think the man should be paying your bills. He should not be paying your rent. He should not be, obviously, like, let's say you're in a bind and you need help. And then I'm sure he can help you. And I'm going to give you, matter of fact, let me just pause real quick and remember where I was at, because I want to give you an example of something that I heard. And I want you to tell me what your thought process on it was.
Okay.
So a young lady said that she had been dating a guy for, I want to say it was 3 months or 2 months. And I believe, and this was around quarantine. So when quarantine happened, she lost her job. And so she asked the man, can she move in with him? And he was like, no, but I can maybe help you out with some money, to kind of to pay your bills. And I guess she was like, oh, like what kind of man? But I feel like this is not your husband. This is your boyfriend.
Yeah, exactly. That's not your husband.
Yes.
I mean, at least
not
he was generous enough to help you with some money. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, if that man was not there, you would have not even had him to give you the money. So you need to make sure that you put the big girl drawers on and you go out there and get the money you got to get. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't rely on the man. Yeah, he's your boyfriend, but he is right for saying no. He is absolutely right for saying no.
And they haven't even been dating that long. Like I think the post, it said like they were together for like 2 or 3 months. It wasn't a long time.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like if you don't ask somebody to move in with them, they offer that too. You know what I mean? So you don't put somebody in that predicament. But I think, so back to what I was saying, that your husband is, like I said, he's somebody that I think you should rely heavily on because you guys have made that commitment for life. Your boyfriend, like I said, they trying to figure out if they like you. You trying to figure out if you like them, and you know that kind of thing. So I feel like I said, women, I don't think that you should rely heavily on a man that you may break up. Like, and of course, you can also break up, but that's kind of like where. So do you feel like if you have a boyfriend, do you feel like you should live together with them? Because that was one of the things that I was like. And then do you feel like you should be cooking for them? Do you feel like you should what do you think? What do you think I can't even speak. What do you think you should be doing with your boyfriend?
Okay, so I've actually had this conversation with my boyfriend before, and as I didn't say on this podcast, but as I told you before that we're in a long distance relationship. I honestly feel when when I do move down south to be with him closer, I told him before we're not staying in the same apartment, and that is because I need to establish my independence myself first. Okay. I need to be okay myself before I say, okay, well then let's try to do this move-in thing. I need to know how I like to live because I live with my mother as of right now. I just graduated from college, so I need to know how I like to live first before I can invite somebody into a home with me. So as I feel like for a girlfriend, yeah, you could cook for your man. That's okay. He can also cook for you. Yeah, you can do a few things for him. He can also do for you. I don't feel like as women we sit here and think, well, if I cook every day, I clean every day, I give him what he needs, he's gonna marry me. No, he does not have to. He does not. He does not have to. And I think we as women we're just like, well, I did it all and he still left me. Well, you guys were dating. That was your boyfriend. We need to stop putting it in our mindsets that we're so ready. And we're like, yeah, I'm 21 years old. Let's get married. Let's do it. No, baby girl, you don't know enough about yourself first. Yeah. You need to learn about yourself.
And people do that for people who are not even there. Like, people do those things because they want to get commitment, like regular boyfriend and girlfriend commitment. But it's like, I think for me, what I've noticed is that when you do all those things for somebody who won't even commit to you, they probably never will because one, you already gave it to them. And two, because you look that desperate, right?
Like, and you gave him everything already. So what else is he getting from you? Nothing. You gave it already. He already knows what you're capable of. There's no
you feel like you're working. Yeah. And also, like, let's add in sex because that is a big part of boyfriend and girlfriend. But it's like I said, so when I see women, like, I almost feel like, and this is not to be, like, rude or disrespectful to anybody in these situations, but sometimes I'll see a situation where you're in a relationship, you guys end up having children together, you guys live together, you cook, you clean, you treat him like your husband, and then it's like he proposes to you, right? But the reality of it is what's the difference between you with the ring on your finger and what you were doing just now?
Exactly. And that's also something that I spoke to my boyfriend about because I said to him, I said, we've been dating for a year as of right now. And I asked him, I said, I'm not looking to be a 10-year-old girlfriend. I'm not looking to be a long-term girlfriend. I told him straight from the facts. I don't want to be a 10-year girlfriend. I'm saying right now. Yeah. And I told him, I said, girlfriend things versus wife things are different. And he said, I feel the same way. A husband versus a boyfriend is absolutely different. I want to be able to evolve into a husband. I don't want you to start treating me like your husband now because I want to be surprised. I want to be, that was my girl. Now look she's my wife and she's totally different. I mean, I'm still going to have some of the things that I did as a girlfriend, but now it's amped up. It's a different level. It needs to be, leveling up in a relationship with someone rather than you giving it to them all together. Because then you got nothing. If you show too much, what else do you have to show? Nothing. Yeah.
And it's the truth. And I know, like, for someone like myself, like, I've been living alone, I think, for about 6 or 7 years. So, like, a few years after college, I started living alone. And I just feel like, so for me, when I meet somebody, this is also like something I want to see, because I know you mentioned that you were living at home with your mother, and we're kind of going a little bit off topic, but I don't even care because this is my show.
No, that's right.
But it's like I feel like I want to I'm currently not dating, but I feel like when I begin dating again, like, you want to have somebody who has what you have at least, right? So therefore,
yes.
I don't think that women should be looking for a husband that's a man that's living with his parents. I don't care if your parents are living with you, because people say that too. But I feel like, so you want to kind of like be able to establish your identity in your own home first, or whether it be home, apartment, whatever. But you want to be able to establish that first, so you know, like what you said, and I agree with you as far as you know how you are when you live alone. And they also know how they are when they live alone, instead of just going from living with family, boom, into somebody else's house. You have that freedom, you have that independence, you have that ability to kind of see how you are. And then it's also like when you get married, you're going to be with that person day in and day out for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
So enjoy yourself and your freedom. That's like, I feel like just take your time to kind of do what you do on your own, because it's like after that, boom, you're you're under somebody. Like, that's it.
Right.
And it's
24/7.
Yes. And I think that also probably scares people when they get married, depending on, you know, what situation they came from. But so back to yes. So as we're talking about the whole boyfriend versus husband thing, the idea was I never had the idea to do girlfriends versus wives, because I feel like a lot of girlfriends have the idea to be a wife before you get proposed to, right?
Yeah.
But guys don't. You know what I mean?
No, they don't.
So I kind of wanted to speak on that a little bit, because I feel like, do you think that I guess women give more of themselves to men in the early stages?
Yes, absolutely. I actually experienced this, you know, during high school when I was dating one of my first boyfriends, like the first official boyfriend that I've ever had. And I was doing wife things. And I thought I was doing wife things because I was changing who I was and being very submissive to someone who wasn't even ready to call me his girlfriend. But I was doing that.
Talk about it.
Yes, and I was doing that because I wanted to be a girlfriend. And then when I stopped dating him and I started dating around and seeing these different men and seeing what they had to offer, I realized that I had a lot more to offer than he ever gave me. So now I need to keep that and protect that. You know what I'm saying? I can't just give it all to one man, then it's like, well, I got it. Like you said before, well, I got it. What else is next? Nothing. So I had to realize that in high school when I was giving my all, but I would never take that experience back, because it put me in a situation where I am now, to where I'm with my current boyfriend, and we're actually evolving together. So I definitely feel like women, we do give it all to the men that we're with, because of what we're taught. We're taught to do everything for a man. He will stay with you. He make you a wife. You'll have his children. Da da da. But then also, this might be a little off topic, but that's how a lot of situations where it comes to be a baby mother, because now he's giving you a child, and you wanted that ring, and now you think, well, I got the child, now he definitely got to give me the ring. Honey, no, I can't stand the fact of women having children with men thinking that they're going to get that ring. And sometimes there's sometimes women where it's like, okay, it happened, I'm not getting rid of the baby. I totally understand that too. But then there's some people who just have the baby to keep the man, and that's not okay.
Yep. And I also feel like that also leads to what I'm saying is that, like, so with women giving a boyfriend all of the rights of a husband, that almost makes the marriage unnecessary, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Because it's like, what am I marrying you for? Why are we spending money on a marriage and there's nothing different that I'm gonna get from it? And I understand them when they say that, because it's like, what am I doing it for? And so that's what I'm trying to say. So I feel like with a boyfriend, you still need to know that you are an independent person. The state, the world, nobody recognizes you as a union. And so that's why I think you need to have your own separate everything. You should not be trying to buy land. Oh my goodness, I had a situation with a family member who he was engaged to a woman. They had the wedding venue. Everything was planned, right? But it's like getting towards the wedding day, it was like hellfire. Nothing was working out. They couldn't get along. I guess they were doing marriage premarital counseling. It wasn't working, and it's just like they have purchased property together already.
Oh,
now the wedding day came, and guess what? Sis ain't show up.
Oh wow.
So they never got married. So the thing is, like I said, so also, like, if people, like, and the reason why I'm saying boyfriends versus husbands and not boyfriends versus fiancés, because your fiancé is still your boyfriend.
Your boyfriend, exactly.
There's nothing,
exactly.
there's nothing that, so I'm like, there's nothing that is showing that you guys are in a different space whatsoever. And so,
but that
like,
little engagement ring.
Yes. And so, like, I definitely feel like, at the end of the day, people have to realize that, because I've seen people who were engaged. One of my friends I used to work with, I'm like, oh, like, how long you been engaged for? He was like, oh, we've been engaged for 3 years. I'm like, oh, when are you getting married? And he was like, oh, no time soon. So that means he proposed to her just to make her feel better. But he did not, he wasn't ready,
Exactly. And it's also very important to make sure your partner is ready. I feel like as women, we come out the womb wanting to be wives. Like, we come out the womb wanting to be somebody's forever.
Well, I don't think so. That not me. It's not me, but.
Oh, you don't think so? I'm not gonna lie. I did. I did. When I first started, liking boys and everything like that, I was like, oh my God, I want to be a wife. I want to have a pretty wedding. I want to have this. I want to have that. And it's because of the way I was brought up and what I seen. It was like, you gotta wear makeup, wear this, wear that to be pretty, so that a man will make you his wife. Or it's like, oh, if you don't do your hair when you go outside, boys aren't gonna like you. My life revolved around the man. Because like, what is the man like? Let me do what the man likes, And as I got older, started, becoming my own woman, I said, I don't got to do what the man likes. I'm going to do what Janaea likes. But that is what we need to teach our young girls and tell them that it's not about what the boy, it's about you. Who do you want to be? You want to wear your hair crazy wild? You want to wear these ripped jeans? You want to wear these baggy clothes? You want to wear this? Go ahead and do it. And I feel like as women now, being the generation that we are, we're finding that. Rather than back in the day when it was like, no, don't do that. Men don't like that. Don't wear red. That's for, my grandfather used to be like, those are for, promiscuous women. Don't wear red. Like things like that.
So it depends on your upbringing. I think it depends solely on that. And I do know, so I went to school down south, right? I'm from New Jersey. I've lived in a lot of different places. I went to school down south, and one thing that I realized was that the people who were from, like, I went to school in Charlotte. So the people who were from there, they actually, like, I realized that when we all graduated, like me and my peoples or whatever, when we graduated, a lot of us were not married, right?
Okay.
Or a lot of us were not with our, like, maybe we weren't even with the person we were going to marry. But all the people that was from North Carolina were getting married. And I'm like, okay, so we came into the idea of college because we wanted to learn about life and get our education. But you guys were raised differently, and you were raised to come to college to find your forever partner and your husband. I didn't realize that. So, like I said, it definitely depends on your upbringing for sure. When it comes to, like, because like I said, for me, that wasn't the case for me. I just never, I thought about marriage. I'm 33 now. I thought about marriage for the first time seriously at age 28. Like, one day in the summer, it just hit me.
Right.
Like, because you assume that you're going to get married, but it wasn't like so I didn't care about it. I just knew it was going to happen, but I didn't ever think about, like, what actions you put forward. So, yeah.
Right.
Okay, so back to the topic, because we are running out of time a little bit. Do you think that when you treat a boyfriend like a husband, do you think that, one, it's a waste of time, and two, do you think that it also prolongs the engagement, which we kind of spoke about briefly?
I think it is a waste of time. And I also do think it does prolong the engagement. Like your example you said, to be engaged for 3 years, that is 3 years too long. If you propose to me, that means you got things in play. That means your near future, I need to be on that, in the church. I need to be in the church. That means, that's what you're telling me, is that you're getting things ready for us to be married. I don't need nothing to be prolonged. I feel like it does prolong it.
Yes. No, I definitely agree. Okay. So, also, do you think, so with the way dating is in this day and age, right, it's a lot different now. So do you think that if you went into a situation where you're dating and you're giving a man less than what we just said, because people are doing too much, but if you're giving a man less, do you think that gives him more of a reason to cheat on you or to leave you for somebody else?
No, I had this conversation with my boyfriend as well. Actually, I don't think it gives him more initiative to cheat on you. I think it gives him more initiative to find out the woman that you are. This is also a problem that I had in my past relationship, as I said before, trying to be a wife to somebody in high school. I gave him too much, and he didn't find, I gave him a guidebook to love me. He had to work for it. Now, when you give a man something to work for, if he want it, he gonna work for it. He gonna get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, yes.
So it's like when you give somebody everything already, a man in general, he's a natural hunter. He's naturally want to find something. So if you don't give him anything to find, there's nothing else there. You know, so I definitely do feel like that's a good point. That's a very good point.
Yeah. And I also have heard, like, so I always hear this saying that the man is a hunter, but then my mind always goes to the men who are super timid and super shy. But I feel like, I guess they are too, because I feel like they still, if they want something, they still get it. But they just maybe somebody that's very relaxed. So yes, I definitely agree.
Yeah, my brother is that way.
Okay, that definitely makes sense. All right, so I mean, like I said, we already discussed as far as we think that women get, because I don't really see men give more of themselves than a woman do, but unless they probably are really in love, and more than likely the woman may not want them anyway. But typically, like, I feel like I said, I see women, you have a sweatshop running in his house. You doing laundry, you cooking, cleaning, having sex with him, and you like, oh, that's my bae. Sis, is that your man or not? Like, what's going on?
Exactly.
But anyway, we got to wrap this up today, honey bun. So I thank you so much for your time, Janae. And do you have any last words on the topic as far as if anybody who has a boyfriend and maybe they're doing too much or they don't know what to do, they haven't had a boyfriend yet, so they're trying to figure out what kind of steps to kind of, take to treat him one way versus, when they get married?
Actually, my only advice is, ladies, be patient. Things will come to you. You don't have to look for it. But like as women, we always search for it because we're go-getters. We're go-getters. But let it come to you. And when it comes to you, it'll be more fulfilling that way. So let it come to you. So that is definitely like my last few words, because I had to learn that. Yeah, just let it come to you. Focus on yourself. You are bringing yourself and making yourself and establishing yourself as the woman you need to be.
Yes.
Is gonna bring everything else to you. You don't gotta put in no work except for the work for yourself.
And I agree with that, especially even if you're older in age, because some people feel like, Lord, I done hit 29, I done hit 20.
Right.
Everyone has an age, for themselves. And once they hit that age, it's like they are rushing. I'm talking about, I've seen people rush from one relationship to the next. I lied. From one situationship to the next. Like, they don't know what's going on. It's like, so you're just doing too much. But anyway, okay, so if anybody has any questions or they want to get in contact with you, where can they find you on social media?
Yes, so my social media is Janea, JANEAB ___. So that's 3 underscores. And if you know it's completely me, I'm an African-American woman, and it says fearless black woman in my header. So you can find me on Instagram as that. And I also have a butterfly movement organization that I promote, and it basically empowers young women to, network and get to know each other. So you can also find me at the Butterfly Movement.
And that's the name of the Instagram page?
Yes, at the Butterfly Movement _
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Well, thank you so much for taking the time out today, like I said, to be a guest. Yes, I enjoyed it. And so to my listeners, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Until next time, have a good one. Bye-bye.